So I'm here with Wilene Dunn and Dr. Renee Ostertag, authors of Getting My Happy Back, available now on Amazon. Dr. Wilene. Dr. Renee and Wilene, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn a little bit more about your book here. So let's kind of jump right in. So Getting My Happy Back. Who is this book for?
If you have pain, persisting physical pain, persisting mental pain, you've tried solutions in Western medicine, traditional medication, they're not working for you. You still have issues. You want to see something new and different. You want to get something new and different. This book gets you there.
Okay, awesome. And Wilene, what about your perspective? What pain does this book solve?
Absolutely. For me, I tell this story. We walked through the reason this book happened with Dr. Ostertag was she took me through some of these processes. When I was in a relationship that broke up, I was experiencing some very hard physical pain that I wasn't able to handle on my own. And instead of going to a doctor that suggested medicine or surgery, I found Dr. Renee, and she said, "Let's do some 3D perspective taking. Let's use some tools that help you experience something different in your body when you're in pain." When you're in physical pain, emotional pain, like she said, we tend to do the normal things, accept the pain as ours, right? And then all of a sudden we're down the rabbit hole. Where do we need to go? Who do we need to talk to? What surgery are we doing? Instead of asking probing questions like, where was I when I felt this pain?
It really helps people look more holistically at any potential stress, incomplete stress response cycles, unidentified or unacknowledged traumas that could have plugged themselves into your circuitry and now they're creating havoc for you. So that's the answer to your question, Julian.
Okay, so it's not just treating the symptoms, it's more of a holistic approach to wellness, getting your happy back, and all things in that state.
Yeah.
So if there was one primary benefit that readers will get from reading your book, what would you say that is?
Right on the back of the book it says, "Can you imagine a happier, healthier you?" Mm-hmm. And I think that's the answer. If you as you read this book, you can get in that imagining. If you've been in pain a long time, again, it's not just physical pain. Some of it's emotional pain. I'm sad. I've been sad for a really long time. I'm depressed. We know we have a high level of depression in our current world. Lots of people taking their lives. It's, how do I get out of that? There are answers here to help support you as you read through what can I do to support me to feel better and have a happier, healthier me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it really puts people back in the driver's seat to learn how to take responsibility for their own human system with kindness, compassion, and curiosity, as opposed to beat myself up, critical condemnation, what did I do wrong? So it will teach you, or you will learn, how to think different. And as cliche as it might be, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And when we're stuck into a mode of orienting to the problem, we can't access the brain regions that can create solution. And so this just helps remove the horse blinders of your own innocent thinking that is keeping you stuck in the problem.
I love that. So for each of you, give us one tip, one action from this book to kind of tease out some of the thought leadership. What's one thing each of our viewers can do to get our happy back?
I think the biggest thing is three-dimensional thinking about pain. So if you have back pain, most people are trained to think about their back pain. What's going on physically? It must be how I sit. It must be my muscle strength or posture, or I lifted that thing funny. And those things are all true, but they're only one dimension of an experience of pain. It's fascinating when the brain is studied under fMRI. Physical pain, emotional pain, and social pain are nearly identical in the way they light up in your brain. And so when you have an experience of one type of pain, say physical pain, be curious and open. Okay, what's going on physically that could be generating this problem? What's happening emotionally in my world? What's happening socially? Who am I with? Where am I at? And is that affecting my physical body? How am I feeling? Is that affecting my physical body? Those areas in those other two dimensions that we're not trained to look at can generate and perpetuate problems that are very expensive for you financially, cost of life, everything across the board.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
how about you?
My
What's your one
favorite,
tip?
my favorite thing was around the world storytelling. So the idea is that we're not one-dimensional people, and we have all kinds of things going on at one time. So if I'm having an experience, my experience, maybe somebody cut me off in traffic, and that makes me mad. I'm mad. They cut me off. I'm gonna do something, right? But shift that immediately and go and tell that in a different story way. So there's 4 colors: red, blue, green, and yellow. And so that's my red story. But if I will immediately take that same story and tell it in blue and say, it makes me really sad that they feel like they need to be in that kind of hurry, right? They're rushing. I don't know how they're experiencing life, but that feels depressing to me that they have to move so quickly around people. And then I'll tell it in green and say, I'm so grateful that guy didn't hit me, and that we're both still, on this roadway and we're doing okay. And then I tell it in yellow, and yellow would be, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm just happy and enthusiastic that he's getting where he's getting, and I'm going to get where I need to go. And now I've taken the very same story that I was mad about, and I've gotten happy about it. Isn't that amazing? And we get to experience all of those emotions. So we're not cutting one off. We're not saying, I can't be mad about that. We're saying have the mad, but have the sad, have the gratitude, and have the happy. All in the same story.
And that practice in particular really promotes neural flexibility. So it really trains a more resilient mindset, and not just a mindset, but a lived physical highway in your system, your nervous system. And it gives you more flexibility, which science has shown is one of the keys to ending trauma and promoting resilience in your world.
Yeah, I really like that. It sort of teaches you to build the discipline and the muscle of forcing yourself to kind of reframe a situation by giving you a framework of experience it this way, and experience it this way, so you can feel a real change in the self of how to look at different situations to be able to, in my view, create the summum bonum, the greatest possible good for you by having these skills and tools.
Yes.
And that's, I think, my bias. I come from the world of physical therapy. You change all that you just said about reframing, and then it lives different in your body. And then you don't get IBS, and you don't get persistent neck pain and back pain. So I really am proud of the link of the shift in mindset, but also recognizing where and how it lives in the body.
And I like that piece about live in the body, because it's not just wishful thinking. If you change the way that you think, it changes the state of being.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. So awesome. I think this is amazing. I can't wait to learn more about the book. If you would share, how does everyone get in touch with each of you?
You can get in touch with me, Wilene, at WCDenterprises.com. And I'm available to have all kinds of discussions. So we published this book. My publishing company published the book. And I'm doing that more actively. So if you have an idea or a book you want to publish, I'd love to talk to you about that too. Because if you want to heal something, write a book with someone.
You can find me easily at greentreemind.com. And I actually accidentally became a YouTuber. So you can look up Nervous System Ninja, Dr. Renee Ostertag on YouTube. And I have a ton of free resources there.
Awesome. So we'll make sure to tag you around the video, leave your connection notes in the comments. Yeah. So this has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, absolutely. So check out the book, Getting My Happy Back, available now on Amazon.